Hello, welcome to Data Science with EJD. Like I promised when I was rounding up the SQL with Python playlist, I said I was going to be talking about data science. Thankfully, most of the things we need to put in place before coming for data science are already available on the channel, as you're going to find out as we move on. So, introduction to data science. Of course, you can. This is the link to my YouTube channel. You click on this and it takes you right to the channel where you have all this, right? Okay. So um we move on to the next thing, kickstarting data science. How do you kickstart data science? Of course, first let's know what data science is about, right? Data science actually blends statistics with coding, with domain expertise. So if you're applying data science to a particular field, say healthcare or finance or something, you need to understand how that system operates. Then you can bring data science into it. So it blends data science. In fact, I can say it blends data science with coding, with mathematics, with statistics. Sorry, it blends statistics with coding, domain expertise, mathematics, and all of that, right? So, and it has applications in different areas, like maybe if you want to do analysis on Netflix videos, in healthcare, in finance. Of course, if the Netflix part is better captured as entertainment. And then we have several roles, different roles in data science. So you can have data analysts that work with dashboards. You can have data scientists, which is like the core thing in this situation. They work with models, and you have data engineers that work with pipelines. And as you can see right here, if you look at the data roles hierarchy, you have data engineers that build and maintain data infrastructure, and then come the data analyst who analyze data to extract insights, followed by the data scientist who interpret data to drive decisions. And of course, if we look at it in terms of business, so you can have business success, and these people, the people in this space leverage data for organizational growth, right? So, what about the roadmap and the things you need to get on with your data science journey? You need skills in Python in particular. Of course, there are other tools you can use for data science, but Python is particularly popular for that. Then, of course, you need SQL. Thankfully, I just finished a playlist on SQL. So these are precursors to this data science playlist. You need some knowledge of statistics, and I think, 35 videos on statistics on the channel. I'm going to show you towards the end of this video. Then you need visualization, things like Matplotlib, Bokeh, and all of that. Then you need tools like Cargo where you can get data sets. You need Google Colab, which provides you an environment where you can write your Python codes, or even Jupyter Notebook. So Google Colab and Jupyter Notebook can do the same thing for you. They provide you an environment where you can write your code, otherwise known as integrated digital environment or something like that. IDE, I've forgotten what IDE is. I think so. Then you have resources like Coursera and YouTube. I mean, of course, my videos are on YouTube, so you can find that. Then even other videos can be found on YouTube. But I mean, my takes on data analysis and SQL and data science actually stand out in that you can actually download my code sheets. You can download if I use some data sets, you have access to them because all you just need to do is look at the description in the description box, either on YouTube or on Facebook, and then you can click a link there that takes you to a Google Drive where all the data sets and all the code sheets I use for my teachings can be found. Even these slides, you can find them there. So most of the times I encourage that you first of all download the code sheets and the data sets so that you can code along because that's the best way to learn. So, of course, along the line, you see you have to build projects and join communities online where you can actually be part of data science community where you can get help and all of that, learn new things. Okay. Next, um, let's talk about Python for data science. Python for data science. So we're already on the journey. If you saw the my videos on data analysis with Python or SQL with Python, you are already on the journey, right? So let's look at some setup and basics, right? You need to set up Anaconda. You know, it is an Anaconda that you can get Jupyter Lab, Jupyter Notebook. Then you even get VS Code, and of course Google Colab. You can get Google Colab easily if you have a Gmail account. Then you need to know basics like variables, data types, conditionals, loops, which I've already taught previously, even under scientific computing, data analysis with Python also. I also shared them there. Then you need to learn about functions like reusable code, how to import libraries, and all that. You need structures, which I've also taught previously. I'm going to refer you to the videos as we go on in this, as we go on. So we talked about Python data structures like lists, dictionaries, tuples, and sets. These are really useful. And you need core libraries like NumPy, which are good for arrays and fast operations. You need pandas, which are good for data frames and data cleaning. Then you need things like matplotlib, seaborn, bokeh, plotly, altair, and all that for plots and visualizations. So these are some key libraries you need. You need scikit-learn because now we'll be talking about machine learning along the line. So there's seaborn, TensorFlow, pandas, matplotlib, and so on and so forth. I think there is also okay, scikit-learn, that's sklearn, TensorFlow. I think there's another one, maybe Keras. I mean, maybe when we get to talk about deep learning and all that, let's see how far we go with this data science playlist. All right. So, of course, you also need, yeah, you need backgrounds in statistics and probability because you need to visualize insights. So you need statistical tools. You need core statistics in the areas of descriptive statistics where you talk about mean, median, and variance. These are really important, or even mode sometimes. You need visuals like histograms and box plots. So this like this so you have different kinds of plots like pie charts, bar charts, and all of these things. So you need correlation. You need to see what the relationship between two numeric variables. So like Pearson correlation, causation myths, and all that. So you see all of this in statistics. I'm going to show you the playlist pretty soon. Then you also need some idea of probability. You need basic ideas like event, sample space. You need to know about distributions like normal, binomial, and so on. You to also know some inferential probability, talking about confidence intervals, p-values. I mean, that combines statistics and probability together. I mean, these ideas combined can be found together in statistics and probability. Okay, so we talk about calculus and linear algebra, right? I mean, I have a whole playlist on basic calculus, which can serve as foundation in case you need to brush up or it's new to you. I mean, if you have if you had no idea of calculus, if you go through my playlist, you'll be very fine. It takes from the basics to the very advanced level. If you follow step by step, you'll be very good. So we have calculus essentials for data science. You need to know about derivatives. So we talk about gradients, optimization, e.g. gradient descent. You know, gradient descent is more like searching for a minimum solution in a function by doing iterations as the result moves towards a minimum point, right? So that's gradient descent. You need to know about integral. So we talk about things like probability density, expected values. You know, integral is just like summing things up like that. Then you can have application of that in machine learning, in data science, where you begin to talk about loss function minimization. So you want to minimize your loss function, you know, as you work with certain algorithms. So you also need ideas on linear algebra, like vectors and matrices. Interestingly, I have playlists on matrices and vectors also, and these are very good for data representation for transformations. You need to know about eigenvalues, which you can also find in my matrices playlist, where you talk about principal component analysis, stability analysis. So I have talked about stability analysis also. I think under differential equations in general. So you have applications of this in neural networks and dimensionality reduction, where you particularly use things like PCA and I think TNSE or some TSNE or something like that. All right. So next we talk about exploratory data analysis. Thankfully, under data analysis with Python, I've also talked about exploratory data analysis, you know, using pandas and all that to uncover patterns in your data. You know, you can describe group by info and all that. We did that a lot. when we're talking about data analysis with Python. And you can have tasks there like handling missing values, outliers, encoding. You can do feature engineering like encoding and binning. All of this, if you missed out on this, you want to check the videos on data analysis with Python, which I'm going to show you before this video is over. Then you also have SQL for data. Interestingly, the last playlist on my channel was on SQL with Python, where I did used SQLite a lot. Of course, you can also use some MySQL by installing uh, relevant libraries for that, right? And even PostgreSQL. So ProgressSQL. So the setup, you need to do SQLite, online editors. You need to know about queries, where you select, where you need to know about aggregations, count, group, by, joins, inner left. So this shows the summary. I mean, I'm going to show you the references for all the figures I used. This is from byte to go. So it shows you the key things like from column A, column B, I mean, select column A, column B from table one, join it with table two on what they have in common. Say T1 column A equals T2 column A, where so constraint expression. So where you now have an expression and they group by a particular column, having a particular constraint expression, and then you order by the column whether ascending or descending, and you limit maybe out of 1,000, you just need to see 10. So you limit in that case. So we did all of this under SQL with Python in the previous playlist before this one. So you want to catch up with that to be able to query like a pro. Okay. Now we, yeah, so that's just the short introduction to data science. So in the next video, I'll be doing another introduction to machine learning, which is a subset of data science, right? But of course, if you already have seen my channel, so just click on this. It takes you to the channel. Um, then, so if you just scroll down, you see the most recent video. Okay, well, this video in particular is on working with multiple tables by grouping and aggregating data. A previous video. Then we have introduction to matrices. So these are like, so of course, if you want to see videos that have been here, so you can see the latest video is on automating reports with Python and SQL, and then there's using pandas with SQL and all of these things. Then the most popular videos so far are my welcome video to the channel, which I did about 1 year ago. And that's followed by Python code for simplex method. I think people particularly like this Python code for simplex method. So it's been getting a lot of views. Of course, my channel started about a year ago. Then I get to talk about scholarships and all that. So there's all kind. I have a lot of playlists which I'm going to also refer you to pretty soon. So different things are going on here. So I also share scholarship opportunities, job opportunities, or general ideas on personal development. Have all of that going on here. Okay, so if I come back to my slide, one thing about this channel, I think just in the last 1 or 2 weeks, I have, so you can now, I have membership on my channel. Now you can join to become a member to get some special privileges. For instance, it can be an EJD, you can have EJD bronze access where you can have priority reply to your comments. We can connect on social media. If you join the silver access, right? You have all the benefits of the bronze access, and then you can also have early access to new videos. So before that see the video, you can get to see it like 24 hours before or something. You can have member shout outs, you can have photos and status updates, you can have members only videos like that. So as a silver access member, you can have some videos will only be for members at that level. And then you can have access to my PDF mathematics notes on request. So I have a lot of PDF notes on the topics I've taught. You can request for the notes if you need them. Then if you join the gold access, you have all the benefits for bronze access and silver access. In addition to that, we can have one-on-one consultations. Okay, so those are some things you stand to gain on my by being a member. Of course, if you subscribe, you get the regular videos and everything, not a problem. You can, so I've been talking a lot about different playlists because as we begin to look at machine learning now, there are things you need to know. Like I have this SQL playlist right here. So here I have like 10, I have 11 videos I think for intro SQL. So I'm talking about SQL. I have 11 videos. Then there's data analysis with Python, which is also a prerequisite that you have seen already. So I have other things like differential equations, um, Laplace transform, all this. But I mean, talking about machine data science, things that really are important. Maybe game theory can be useful. Graph and network theory can be useful. Linear programming can be useful at some point. Statistics and probability, no doubt. Vectors are useful, like we saw in the slide as I was sharing. Then set theory can be useful. Scientific computing with Python, I talked about some Python concepts here. Then you can also have things like mathematical induction, complex numbers, and of course, matrices in particular, matrices, vectors, and all that. So we refer to all of those ones. So you have all of these things going on this channel. So you want to subscribe. That's the most basic thing you can do. You can take a step further and become a member. And of course, explore the playlists in case you need to solidify your understanding of, say, calculus. Did I share something about calculus? I think there's a playlist on basic calculus there for sure. Like, it's one of the earliest playlists. Yeah, there's something on basic calculus. Yeah, I have 26 videos. Then I have mathematical induction, 16 videos. I have this is scientific computing, 19 videos. I'm still building that playlist. Set theory, 14 videos. Power series, okay, vectors, 8 videos. Probability, 17 videos. Statistics, 35 videos. Linear programming, that's a lot, 55 videos. Group graph and network theory, 25 videos, and so on and so forth. So you want to explore this. And then the most recent playlist are data analysis with Python and SQL with Python, which lead up to data science that we're beginning right now. Okay, so you want to explore all of this so that you can be well prepared for the journey ahead as you launch your data science career. Okay, so be sure to subscribe right away if you have not done that already. And of course, don't forget to hit the subscription button so that you can always get alerted each time I release a new video. If you can, become a member. Then, of course, feel free to explore the playlists to get you set for what we're about to embark on as far as data science is concerned. All right. So to let me also know if there's something you want me to try out. Feel very free. I'm open to your suggestions, or maybe something you may want me to try. Okay. Be sure to like and share also so that more people can have access to the great content I have going on here. Watch out for the next video, which is going to be on introduction to machine learning. And after that, I'll now begin to take practical. So I'll be writing codes and explaining those codes to do different things as far as machine learning is concerned. Until I come your way again, keep doing data right. Bye.